My fiance's ex died and my relationship is in shambles. We'd been together 3 years. Wedding was 6 months out. I was 28, he was 31, and we'd finally saved up the $15,000 deposit for our dream venue. Invitations were already printed. I had one hard rule about exes from day one. No contact, no pictures, no stories, nothing. He agreed immediately. Said his past was his past and I was his future. Then her mom called on a Thursday night at 9:47 p.m. while we were watching some cooking show. She had stage 4 skin cancer, 3 months to live. Wanted to see him one last time before she couldn't speak anymore. I watched his hands shake as he held the phone. His face went completely white. Part of me wanted to say no, but how do you tell someone they can't say goodbye to a dying person? What kind of monster does that make you? I told him fine, but I'm coming too. Non-negotiable. We met her at her parents' house the following Sunday at 2 p.m. She was 29, looked maybe 90 pounds, bald from chemo, wearing a yellow cardigan that hung off her shoulders. She told us she'd gotten her diagnosis 2 months before they broke up. Said the doctors gave her a year at most. She didn't want him watching her die or spending his life as a widower at 30, so she lied and said she didn't love him anymore. Made it clean. They held hands across the coffee table. His thumb traced circles on her palm like he'd done it 1,000 times before. She smiled at him with tears in her eyes and said, "I never stopped loving you. Not for one single day." He said, "I know." I sat there for minutes feeling like a stranger watching someone else's life through a window. She died 3 weeks later on a Tuesday morning at 6:23 a.m. He got the call at work and came home at 2 p.m., walked past me without a word, and locked himself in our bedroom for 6 hours. I heard him sobbing through the door. Since then, everything's changed. He cries when he thinks I'm asleep, stares at his phone during dinner, stops talking mid-sentence like he forgot I was there. Last Tuesday, I walked into the kitchen for water at midnight and heard him on the phone with his mom in the living room. We talked about baby names once. She wanted Rose for a girl, James for a boy. We could have had that life, Mom. We could have been a family. She would have been an amazing mother. I stood there in the dark hallway, water glass in my hand, feeling my entire future crumble into dust. They'd planned baby names, talked about their future kids. In 3 years together, he'd never once brought up children with me, never asked what I'd want to name our kids. I tried to push it down, told myself he was just grieving, that it would pass, that I needed to be supportive. Then yesterday, a package arrived. Brown box, no return address, left on our doorstep. He opened it at the kitchen table at 7 a.m. while I was making coffee. It was from her sister. A leather-bound photo album. Their entire relationship documented in 200+ pictures I'd never seen. Concerts, beach trips, Christmas mornings, her laughing in his arms. He lifted it out like it was made of glass, opened to the first page, and his whole body went completely still. Then he started crying. Not sad crying, that nostalgic kind where you're remembering something beautiful that's gone forever. That smile people get when they're somewhere else entirely. That's when something inside me broke. I dropped my coffee mug. It shattered on the tile. I heard myself screaming things I didn't know I'd been holding in. That I felt like a replacement. That his dead ex had more space in our relationship than I did. That I couldn't marry someone who was clearly in love with a ghost. That I'd spent 3 years trying to be enough for someone who wished I was somebody else. He just sat there holding that album, tears running down his face, and whispered, "She's already dead. Please don't leave me too." Like I was just another woman abandoning him. Like my 3 years meant nothing more than her leaving. Like I was a second loss instead of a first choice. I packed a bag right there, threw clothes in randomly, drove to my sister's apartment at 11 p.m. and sobbed in her spare bedroom until 4 a.m. That was 4 days ago. He's called a lot of times, left 12 voicemails, texted 30+ messages. The last voicemail came this morning at 6 a.m. while I was lying awake staring at the ceiling. I know I messed up, but she's gone, and you're here. You're my future. Please don't make me lose both of you. I can't survive losing both of you. Both of us. I'm sitting here realizing I spent 3 years building a life with someone who never let go of his last one. My sister keeps asking what I'm going to do. I don't know. The wedding venue deposit is non-refundable. Our families have plane tickets booked. 150 invitations went out last month, but every time I close my eyes, I see him holding that album with that look on his face. I don't think I can marry someone who wishes I was somebody else.